100%.
That gas?
Dude,
That
that's
gas
it right
up our-
fucking there, dog.
Gosh, dude, where are the dumbbells?
Yo, yeah.
Nothing like stars from a paradise. Don't care cause there's magic in the air tonight. Pretty girl in my ear, she the rarest type. Heaven on earth is right here tonight. I'm in the dream state. I'm in the dream state.
My guest today, we go back years now. This guy has been grinding nonstop for the last 3.5, 4 years. I mean, what he's been able to accomplish in that time span, really unbelievable. I mean, he has just been nonstop working at it. And to see where he's gone and also watch it from the beginning has been such a cool experience for me. I'm so happy to have him on here. We go back, his family and I, very close. I got my man, Sayburm. How we doing, brother?
How we doing, guys? Thank you so much, Red, for having me on the Reddcast. I'm stoked. I'm pumped. I'm gassed up. I'm fired up. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to bring the energy today. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on tuning into the Reddcast. I'm Sayburm, comedian, content creator from Philadelphia. I was born in Delaware County, right outside of Philly. Now I live in Philadelphia. I release content weekly on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I'm also an actor, comedian, influencer. You know, that's what I am nowadays. So I've been creating content for 3.5 years now. Started acting when I was like 15. Started the sketch comedy in 2019, and let's just say we're on the way. We're on the frickin' way,
Dude,
man.
firing
things
on
are getting big right now.
on
So
every
I'm
last cylinder. On every last cylinder, really. I mean, so we go back here, I guess, to get people caught up to where, you know, how we know each other and where we're at here. You know, I went to Susquehanna University, which I have said in the podcast before. And your brother was a freshman when I was a senior. Shout out to Ben Berman, baby. Absolute animal, stallion. And so he was very into working out, which is something that I really got heavily into throughout my years at Susquehanna because of baseball, because I always wanted to play well, and I knew that me getting bigger and stronger, it was just going to help. So I really got into the gym, and so he comes in his freshman year, and he's, you know, like all of you guys, he's a grinder. Like, he gets after it. And so we kind of formed this good friendship. And, you know, I was going in every day because I really didn't have too much class. I had like 2 credits left. I was able to just go as an independent study. I didn't even have class. So I'm just in season getting after it every day. And he wanted to as well. And he was just trying to make his mark because he was a freshman. So we become close. We were lifting every day together. We formed this 2-on-1 team versus our trainer who didn't want us in there bodybuilding lifting. And we said, no, we ain't stopping.
We ain't for the girls. Try to the guys, baby.
Dude. So we weren't stopping, and we were just going, and we formed a close friendship. Your dad obviously came, and if you watch the Mike and Nolan podcast, I shouted him out because he's the one who ended up getting me on the Gilday Raiders where I met Mike and Nolan. And so we trained together all year. We become close. You were a ball player, so I got to know you throughout the year just by being friends with Ben, you know, and I believe you were you a senior in high school or junior when he was a freshman?
In high school.
Senior when he was a freshman, correct?
I would come to some of the games. Your team was nasty that year.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys were gross.
Yeah,
you made it all the way to the finals of the regional, right?
Yeah, the regional championship against Cortland, number one team.
Cortland? Yep.
Yeah, SUNY Cortland.
Yeah.
Number one team
awesome.
in the nation.
I remember watching you. I think you hit a bomb at a game I was at against Elizabethtown.
Oh,
yeah, you guys tanked them, and Casanellis were going off.
That was the day Justin hit for the cycle.
Yep.
And we had lost both games on Saturday. It was the only series we lost all year. And I remember I was so pissed. So the Sunday I just was sitting middle in fastball, which I rarely do first pitch. And he gave me a first pitch middle in fastball, and I hit it like 420 feet to left. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So that's funny. It was one of the only ones I ever pimped to in college, which Bowers was not happy about. But so that's really where our relationship started. And then you end up at Susquehanna eventually playing baseball.
Yeah.
And so I had followed your career after that because I was following the team. And then I guess you go through your career, you graduate. And how do you end up getting into, starting this sketch comedy online and posting content?
Yeah, so it began my senior year. The summer going into my senior year of college is where the sketch comedy started. I'd always had a dream of being someone like Jimmy Tatro or Trevor Wallace. Like, I watched The Real Bros of Simi Valley growing up, and I just knew that I wanted to create content like that. I always had a knack for performing, acting, being on camera, editing, because I was an actor in high school. So I quit football to do theater my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
And so, you know, I got shit for it. People were like, dude, you're quitting football? But I was always a baseball player, so I was always an actor-athlete. I call myself an act-elite. Yeah. So I still play baseball, but in the fall, I would do the fall plays. So I got casted in the fall plays. I started acting at 15. I loved it, fell in love with it, always got great reactions from the crowd. And so I said, all right, I need to hone in on my skills and understand what being an actor is. And then, you know, once baseball's over and I have more time to myself, I'm going to grow a sketch comedy channel because I love creating content. So back in 2019 summer, it was July, going into my senior year of college, I started making sketch. So the videos would start off, you know, somebody grab an iPhone, hey, my brother, hey, my cousin, hey, my friend, can you guys just film this? Wouldn't even go in with a script, wouldn't even have anything planned. And we would just see what would happen, go in with an idea and improvise the entire thing. I started releasing my videos on Vimeo because I was nervous that people would judge, and I was nervous that they were going to say, like, what are you doing this for class? They even would ask that sometimes. So I wanted to take my time with it, make sure that I was ready to go. And then at some point I said, okay, it's time to move on to YouTube, and then it's time to start posting this on Twitter, Instagram, and then TikTok, and really, let's make this public. I'm going for it. I want to be a comedian. I think I have what it takes. And now here we are 3.5 years later with a lot of consistency, a lot of strategy, and a lot of learning just to get where I am right now. So making these sketch comedy videos is my passion. I love it. I have so much fun with it, and I'm so grateful for where we are right now.
Yeah, it's cool to hear the story there because it's something that I wasn't even aware of. I guess, like you said, 2019 is when you start that, and that's 3 years after I graduate, a couple years after I know you. And then I start seeing you're posting all these videos and stuff. Now, where does it kind of start? So 3.5 years of hard work, consistency, like you just mentioned. You know, you've built a pretty good following, and your videos get a lot of views. So where does it start to pick up, where you start to see that they're catching on and people are seeing these videos, they're getting a lot of views? Where does that kind of hit? Where does that take off in the journey?
So I think I was a couple months in, honestly, which was wild because I just thought this was going to be a long road. It is a long road, and we're constantly learning, and I'm constantly figuring out what's going to go viral. But the first videos that started going viral were my Delaware County videos. So I made this video called Delco Thanksgiving, where we set up shop at my grandma's house in, oh my gosh, what is it? It's like Garden City. So okay. It's Delaware County. It's right next to Brookhaven, which is where my dad's business is, and I grew up there hanging out at the shop. And so I released this video called Delco Thanksgiving, where my little brothers Leo and Sammy, we're all these characters. One's named Giuseppe, one's named Clemente, and one's named Silvio. So we kind of went for this like Italian Philly character that had this Delaware County accent. And we wrote the script. That one I was very prepared for, and I posted it on Twitter, and it got retweeted by Barstool Philly. So once that got retweeted by Barstool Philly, it started going off. Things started to, the wheels were greased, and they started to turn. Yeah. So once I hit that little niche in Delaware County, people were like, whoa, we want more of this. So then I kept giving them more of the Delaware County Philly content, all the same time releasing stuff that had nothing to do with that. That way I could keep my niche market in Pennsylvania, Delaware County, Philadelphia, South Jersey, and keep growing and seeing whether I was able to land other videos that weren't Delco. So that was 2019, right? People started to fall in love with it. People started to follow, get engaged. I kept making Delaware County and Philly videos all at the same time, making the other ones. And with the consistency, now the videos are really starting to hit their stride. And I'm liking where it's going.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to see where it's gone. And it is cool because I do remember that the Thanksgiving videos and the The Delco thing. I mean, because Delco, I feel like I actually was close there when I was working in Delaware. Like, it's right there. It's in
right
Delco.
there.
Yeah, it's in where I worked was Wilmington and Delaware. And so, and of course, I did actually live in Philly for a year after I graduated college when I was working before I moved closer. And so it seems like Delco is kind of like a almost like a close-knit community. Like, you know, there's a ton of towns that are in it, but it seems like everybody is kind of in that community. And so it kind of makes sense that you do, I call it exaggerated accuracy, like comedy, right? Because I remember I was watching this clip. This is something I wanted to talk about with you, is Bert Kreischer is talking about when Logan Paul was in a beef with Chris D'Elia, right? And Logan Paul had, this clip is so funny because the way Bert Kreischer laughs when he talks, he's amazing. So he was talking about how Logan Paul was in a battle with him over Twitter, and then Logan Paul tweeted something that just had no truth to it. Yeah. And Bert does a good job of explaining. He goes, I'll tell you why this isn't funny. Because they were going back and forth just doing comedy, and he was laughing so hard at Chris's tweets back at Logan. But then he says what Logan Paul said in this final tweet here that he tweeted or whatever, there's no truth to it. And he said comedy has to have truth to it. There has to be something that people can relate to. So when I see these videos, obviously, like, you do an exaggerated version of somebody who lives in Delco, right? Is that kind of where it started with that?
Blown out of proportion.
Yeah, and so and also I'll read through the comments and people are like, there's so much love in there, and they're like, this is hilarious, it's so spot on. Yeah. And then you have the other comments that are like, this isn't even close, whatever. I'm like, this is it's
part
so
of the strategy,
true.
by the way.
Yeah. It's so true. Like, the way you portray it is really spot on, but it's obviously exaggerated. Where do you get the idea, I guess? I guess it's because you were in Delco. Was that where that first idea started to do it there?
Yeah. I was watching an interview of Bradley Cooper, and I saw him do a Philly accent. So I said, wait, why don't I just turn that into a sketch? So sketch comedy is anything that ranges from, like, I think 6 seconds, 30 seconds, 3 minutes of a quick bit that's a scene. So I said, let me put it into that and see how people react. So I had always been pretty good with accents, and so once I mastered the Delco accent, and my little brothers were able to do it too, I said, let's put it out there and see how people are engaged. They loved it. I had always grown up with coaches who were from, or I was growing up with coaches who were from Springfield, Upper Darby, Chichester, and all these spots in Delco. So I'd always been around people with Delco accents. So I knew exactly what it sounded like, and I knew what these people would act like. So that's how I ended up taking that, I guess, inspiration and those memories and putting it on the screen and writing the content that I have now.
Yeah.
So it's all from personal experience, really.
Yeah, because you're from that area, and I think that's when a lot of my videos, what we were talking about before, like when I first started on Instagram and I was making these hype videos on.
Dude, your stuff cracks me up.
No, it's
Ride the lightning.
I love it. I love it. So, and I was just, you know what's
Bringing
it's cool
energy.
about the thing, you know, with the Delco thing is you're from Delco. So like it's part of who you are.
Yeah, I'm from media.
Yeah. So it's part of who you are. And when I was doing these videos on Instagram, it was just who I was and exaggerated accuracy. I guess it was more energy, and I was putting it out, but people resonated with it because they knew me and they knew that it was true. And there was also a lot of truth to it. So I watched your videos. I'm like, this has so much truth to it. Because I've been there, and I've you know, and of course, one of your characters, the right outside of Philly kid.
Yep.
So that people have known, and I told you before this, I was lifting over at Condon School of Baseball. I've shouted it out a few times on here. That's where I have some of my equipment, and he really put together a nice gym now where people can go and work out and lift along with the baseball, the batting cages, and everything. And I was lifting with some of the younger kids. We were getting after. I was training them in chest, and I said, "Yeah, you guys know the right outside of Philly kid, Sayburm." And they were like, that kid is hilarious. Because they're big on TikTok.
Like, yo,
you know?
he's the geek.
Yeah.
He's the geek.
And they were like,
snap into that character.
They love the content. And I was like, yeah, he's actually a good friend of mine. He's because they know about the podcast. I said he's coming on the podcast this Sunday. And they're like, no way, he's hilarious. And it's just cool to see that because, again, that's where I went to high school. That's in Jersey. So it really has that reach. And if you look at the views, of course, you can see. Now, when you're reading, do you even read like comments on what people say on these?
Yeah, I get
or
this
no?
question a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's better to just stay away from it, especially videos that are going really viral that have thousands of comments. I try to do my best to stay away from it. But I really don't mind the hate. Mm-hmm. You know, we both play baseball. You know what it takes to see some rejection or failure and just move through it, because there's always going to be haters. If your videos are being seen and there's people commenting and they're hating, honestly, you're probably doing something right.
Absolutely.
Because if there's a fair mix of like, all right, say there's like 95% really good comments that are all positive feedback, and then the 5% that are like the hate, it's fine, because sometimes it'll create like beef in the comments, which only helps the algorithm. So if you get more comments that are having people go back and forth, so there was this one discussion, or it continues to be a discussion in the comments, of whether my accent is like Delco or Philly. This isn't Philly, this isn't Delco, or this is Delco, this isn't Philly. It actually helps the videos go more viral. So I don't mind that little bit of dispute. You shouldn't really mind it. But personally, I can't really let it bother me, because there's going to be critics out there and there's always going to be haters. But you know, the fans stick with you, and those are the ones that keep you
and going. The majority, of course, is all love. Like, you see it, and people are like,
love.
this is it's hilarious, accurate, the laughing emojis and all that. But it is something to be said for when you start creating content like that. And of course, when they get as many views as your videos are getting, people are going to say what they're going to say. And it's such a small percentage. I think it's just everybody know, like, the negativity is what's the loudest in right now, especially with TikTok. And TikTok's such a toxic app.
Yeah,
like,
gosh, those comments can get real tough. I think this one dude was commenting about how my eyebrows were too far apart. And that actually helped me out, because I stopped plucking them so far apart. He was like, have your eyebrows seen each other? I'm like, damn, my guy, that kind of hurt my heart right there. But all right, I'm going to stop plucking.
Some of them bitching, dude.
There's other ones where it's like, I think I released a video that went crazy viral, got like almost 1 million views on TikTok, and I had a booger. I had a booger in my nose when I was filming. And I didn't give a damn. I'm like, they're like, yo, my buddy's got a bat in the cave. I'm like, chill out, bro. Why are you commenting that? But hey, keep it coming. Keep the likes coming. It's fine. So I want to go back to you talking about the element of truth.
Yeah.
Comedy has to have an element of truth.
Yeah.
But it's what I like to call undermining reality, right? And then exaggerating and blowing things out of proportion so that it's a shtick. There's something that's almost like you have to suspend your disbelief to understand what the hell's going on.
Yep.
But you know there's a little bit of truth to it too. So if you can find that nice creative mix, that's what's going to go viral. Those are the videos that are going to go viral. Most videos in comedy, and really any video that goes viral on the internet, is because people can relate to it, right? So whether people in Philly, Delaware County, Jersey, New York know about what I'm doing, or they are able to relate to the video, that's how you're going to get engagement.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You got to be original, you got to be consistent, and you got to post stuff that people are engaged with, that they're going to relate to. That's really the name of the game, honestly.
Absolutely. And then, of course, with, people always say it, like, be loved or be hated, because then people are picking both sides. And then again, like you said, it creates this almost battle back and forth. And that is, most of the people that are really big really have the love or the hate. There's no like in between, like, oh, it's okay. It's like people are really on it. And so going back, you had mentioned a couple of people that you had like looked up to growing up. Who were some of your like biggest inspirations?
Definitely Trevor Wallace.
He's so good.
Definitely Jimmy Tatro. If you notice, a lot of the style of the comedy that I started off doing was Jimmy Tatro style. Mm-hmm. So it's like that bro frat humor.
He's hilarious. And
he was amazing. He still is. He's a very successful actor now, and he really did it right, blowing up on YouTube and then moving into other shows like American Vandal, or things on ABC, on a show on ABC now. So Trevor Wallace and Jimmy Tatro were definitely two of my biggest inspirations. Key and Peele. Yeah. One of my biggest inspirations. Yep. I watched Substitute Teacher probably 100 times in middle school.
Such a good clip.
And I was like, I want to do that. I want to make sketch comedy. I think that sketch is really fun to me because you get immediate reaction. You can watch it fast, so it doesn't really take that long of a time span of attention. So people will really watch it over and over again. It's not like you got to go watch a movie and turn it on for 2 hours and take 2 hours out of your day. So it's quick. Plus, I'm able to film these videos and then release them within a week, 2 weeks, and immediately get the reaction and keep things moving. So those were my inspirations. I think that they taught me, just by watching them, like what is able to go viral and what is funny, depending on the timing of the takes and the editing and the topic that you have and how to write. I actually took Trevor Wallace's social media course. Trevor Wallace's social media course online. He has a full course where he dives into how he went viral and the things that he was doing in the beginning, and really just advice of what to do and how to get your channel off the ground. I took that about a year and a half in.
Okay.
So I already had a little bit of bass, and he was saying things. I was like, I already do that. Or he'd say things. I'm like, dude, I had no idea. Started doing it. Immediately saw the numbers jump. So those guys, I owe a lot of credit to them, man.
They are
And
both.
they are amazing. Those guys are
Unbelievable.
awesome. Yeah.
Both hilarious. Funny enough, actually, I was actually going to ask you about Trevor Wallace because I do see the similarities, and I actually met him in Hawaii. This is a funny story, but yeah, this is a funny story.
Met T. Wallace.
As I've mentioned on the podcast before, I moved to Hawaii this past summer, and I live with Corey and I's, one of our best friends, Terrence, and so he lives in Honolulu in town there. But we would go into Waikiki every once in a while. Terrence doesn't like to really get over to that side. It's very touristy. So again, also I didn't really like to go over there, but every once in a while we'll go, we'll have a night. And, we had a cool crew that we formed out in Hawaii. And so a couple guys, a couple girls, we were going out, having fun, all over. And we would go to Waikiki every once in a while. We go to Sky in Waikiki. It's a really well-known spot. Used to be this crazy big club, then COVID hit, and now it's restarting and still has good nights, but now they have the outdoor area. And so we go and get a table for this girl's birthday, and we're eating, and one of the kids goes, yeah, I think that's Trevor Wallace right over there. So we look in the corner, and sure enough, Trevor Wallace. I'm like, yo, yeah, there he is. He had the beanie on, how or the hat, he had a hat on, and I was like, yo, let's go. And obviously I didn't want to blow up a spot or anything, just go bother him. He's out with his two friends. It was him and two other kids. And it was just cool like that he was sitting right next to us. And so
Did you say what's up or no?
No, I did not say what's up at Sky, right? Yeah, I didn't want to, I know what it's like when you're out with a bunch of people and people come out. Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, this is what you do. You got to go see. That's my
I went
God.
and saw him stand up live at the Fillmore.
Yeah.
He was great, yeah.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
So, now he's doing stand-up.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool seeing what these guys do with their career just based on making social media videos and doing comedy on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
What it turns into.
What it can turn into. And same goes for you, right? There's a lot of people that do podcasts out there, but you have a little niche market right here in New Jersey that you can start off with, and you're already seeing views.
Yep.
You already got 320,000 views on
TikTok
one
clip
with your...
A clip of me just talking here on the podcast.
It's amazing.
It's tough to see what resonates with people, but but he does the stand-up comedy now, like you said, and that's why he was in Hawaii. So I'm going to a gym out there. I have a membership for like 2 months, and randomly I had seen him there. I told Terrence, I was like, yo, Trevor Wallace, because we watched his videos growing up. He was one of the guys who was big. He came up while we were growing, we're same age, yeah. And I walk out of the gym. Random gym. There's a parking garage where you put your car to go into the gym. As I walk out of the doors, he is 12 o'clock right in front of me, looking at the sign on the wall. Like the most random spot you would ever think you run into him. I guess maybe they were parked at the parking garage for something. It was him and the two people that he was with at Sky. Yeah. And so at this point, I was like, I've seen him twice now. I got to say something. So I'm going to run into him anyway because I'm walking straight forward and that's where he is. I go, oh, and they all turn around. Kidding. I went, hey, I said, listen. I don't want to blow up your spot the other night. I saw you at Sky, and you guys were just relaxing. I wasn't going to go and say what's up. Now I see you right here. I just want to say hello. I know you do the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, and that's a comedy club right up the road here. And he was like, yeah, in New Jersey, right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I own a bar there called Red's. I'm Red. And then I introduced myself to him and his two friends, met him, and I asked him what he was doing. And he ended up doing he was doing stand-up comedy at one of the big spots there. And it was just crazy because seeing him the other day, told Terrence about it, walk out of the gym, most random spot, and there he was. And I got to meet him and just say what's up. And I was like, yo, if you're ever back in New Brunswick doing the Stress Factory, just stop by. It's right around the corner there. It's called Red's. And he's like, all right, cool. Next time I'm around, maybe I'll come through.
I'm pretty sure he's coming to Jersey in a month or two.
Yeah, he's going to be around for sure.
Yeah, so I'll probably come to that show.
Oh, for sure. I'm going to try to get there. Yeah, and it was so funny because I was like, oh, what are you doing? And he said, I'm doing a show at Blue or whatever the name of the comedy club was. And I was like, man, I got to try to get over there, but it was sold out. Obviously, it wasn't like I was going to be able to get tickets. It was like a day after I met him. But cool story. So it was just cool that I got to meet him. Yeah. So and I figured, obviously with the Trevor Wallace stuff. So
another guy that I was big on growing up was Nick Coletti. I don't know if you know Nick Coletti. He was Saw Dude.
Yeah, Saw Dude.
Yeah,
dude, come on.
Yeah. And so he just was a guy that I was able to relate to, that I took influence from. I definitely had some of the same mannerisms and voices that he did. And so at one point, one of my videos, he commented on it. And then he commented on it again, and on a different one. And so I saw that he was coming to the Helium Club in Philly, and I got the meet and greet pass. So I said, all right, I'm going to go. I want to see Nicoletti stand up. He does stand up. He's touring. And I'm going to meet him after, just get a photo. So we watched the show. He kills it. It was awesome. I was with my best friend, Anthony Martinelli, and he loved him growing up too. We meet after to take the photo. Daps me up and goes, dude, I love your videos.
Oh, man.
I got it on video too. I have it. It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
To see like your idol dap you up and say, I love your work. At that point, I'm like, dude, I'm just reaping these benefits. I'm so grateful for where the channel is right now. And it motivates me to work even harder, right? So I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about work ethic here today because I know you grind.
Oh, yeah.
You grind.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got a job. You're running the cast. You're in the gym. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
That's what this shit is all about, right?
Nonstop.
It's a grind.
It's
nonstop. If you want to succeed and hit your goals, you got to work hard and you got to strategize. So the past 3.5 years, that has what it has been all about. It's a learning process every single week, every day. I learn something different. But bringing the effort and being consistent is the biggest thing in social media.
Yeah, absolutely. The consistency, and that's what I've seen is with just posting every day, like 4 or 5 clips, they'll start taking off. It gets like now with TikTok, the way it works in the algorithm. I did want to ask you about this actually. But what do you think about TikTok and the way the algorithm works for content creators? Because I know people who do like high quality video and things like that, doing longer, more even the 5 to 6 minute video, which isn't that long, but when you're talking TikTok, that's like forever. So what is your thoughts on it? Like, do you like TikTok? Do you like the way it's going? Because you said you started out just with the iPhone, filming the videos. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I was hesitant to make the jump to TikTok. I had like a little bit of pride, and I was like, all right, I don't want to be a TikToker. But throughout that Trevor Wallace social media course, he was like, listen, this is the biggest platform. You're going to get eyes on your videos if you post them here. You got to buy in. So I bought in, and I started posting on TikTok. And what I've learned is that TikTok will push videos based on the loops it gets. So however many times someone is watching your video all the way through. So usually shorter videos on TikTok will do well. So I'll post shorter videos of a long form video that I put on IG Reels and YouTube. I'll put that on TikTok. And I'll also put different silly, funny things that I just am doing day to day to create content on TikTok, and then push those people that are following me from TikTok onto the Instagram. So it's like, oh, follow me on IG, go to link in bio. They have the Instagram button there. So it'll put them right in contact with my other videos that are maybe more professional. So IG Reels caps you out at a minute 30, which it used to be a minute. And that was tough for me because I like to make the most of my scripts.
Yeah.
And I usually end up having to cut a lot of my jokes, which sucks. But 1.5 minutes on IG Reels. Typically, those are my big Monday night releases. So when you talk about consistency, you want to post at the same time each week if you have a big time release. I like to post 1 to 2 times a week, 3 to 4 times a month. And my big releases are usually Monday nights because it's when people are scrolling with the sound on, right? Monday night, 7 p.m., you're usually kind of like chilling out, relaxing, you're on your phone scrolling. That's when I want people to be watching the video, so that's when I post. TikTok, I'll really post about just any time. I usually post either right before or after that Monday night release, the shorter version. So I'm always making different versions for each platform. So YouTube version's widescreen. The IG Reels version is 1.5 minutes. Sometimes a little lower depending on the video. And then the TikTok version is anywhere between like 30 seconds to max 1 minute and 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think that if you push your videos and your fans from TikTok to Instagram, you can blow both up at the same time. Instagram's tough to blow up on. You also need big reposts on big pages that have a lot of followers. So Barstool Philly would repost me all the time. I would get 500 to 2,000 followers every single time they would
That's
repost
awesome.
me. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
So
amazing.
I needed those big accounts to repost my videos so that other people who weren't following me would become fans. So once I had this collage of videos that was a mix of Delaware County stuff, sports stuff, Philly stuff, bro content, dad content, any sort of content, Central PA content, wherever they came from to get to the channel, they would start scrolling. So anytime I had a big video go off, I'd get more people come to the channel, and then I'd see all my other videos blowing up.
Yes.
So even though you post a video 3 weeks ago, doesn't mean that it's not going to blow up 3 weeks later or get more traction 3 weeks later. So you got to trust that any post that you make and any video that you make is just a step along the way. It goes viral, amazing. Doesn't go viral, it's part of your collage.
Yep.
Got to trust the process.
Yeah, that's a really good point, is because I have a couple viral videos, and a lot of them took off after, like sometime after I had posted them. You're right, though. When one starts taking off and starts going viral or just getting traction, people go to your page. It draws them to your page. They start viewing. But now what's crazy about this algorithm is that it picks that up, and so that video starts getting pushed more. Yeah. It's insane. And that's why I really, when Tobias and I were talking about it, I do see it from that point of view where if you make high-quality video and you're an editor and you've been doing this for a long time, I could see how TikTok kind of may get on your nerves for that. But at the end of the day, it really does help draw a lot of attention to these pages and can really, for anybody, even if you are doing high-quality content and shooting landscape, horizontal instead of vertical, like I think it's very beneficial. And again, like you, I saw what TikTok was at first, and I was like, man, this app is not for me. I'm all about engagement, because I knew TikTok could go viral, and these are all people that don't even know you. And I love the fact that on Instagram I could connect with my friends, and the people that were engaging, and I would get good engagement, it was all my friends. So I got to talk to them, and like that's what it was about. And then I saw the power of TikTok, how it boosts things, and now this whole algorithm. I think all the other platforms are going to try to catch up to it. But it goes back to what you said, that consistency I have found is if you continue to post and you continue to grind like that, it ends up picking it up even more, because it sees that you're on the app and that you're working towards getting people's attention there. Yeah. So it picks it up and pushes it.
I think another important thing is to realize what went viral and do it again. But don't do the exact same thing. Maybe just change it a little bit, but always be original with it. So I had a video that went viral. It was dads who drive trucks. And I had a Southern accent, and I had a Ford F-150, and I was in overalls, and I was wearing camo. I was wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat. Went completely viral.
Yep.
Had nothing to do with Philly. I mean, this has nothing to do with Philly, So then I'm like, all right, what's something that I can do with that same accent, do that similar character, but isn't the same thing, and then do that again. Or I'll have different characters that people really like Delco Dad or Right Outside of Philly Kid or my like bro voice, and I'll turn that into different topics, and that's why people stay. So if they came to the channel from a video that I did where I'm doing a voice that is a bro voice, as long as I keep that same similar character, but change the scenery, change the idea, change the title, which are all extremely important things, they'll stay there. So if I need to keep my Philly audience by doing maybe 30% Philly content, I'm going to keep those guys by doing 30% Philly content. And if people are there for my bro content, I got to do bro content.
Yeah.
They like sports content, do sports content. So that's something to think about when you're growing a following, is like what brought the fan there and what are they expecting? But you don't want to pigeonhole. So I can't only do Philly stuff, right? Like, sure, some of those videos go a lot more viral than the other ones, but you'll hit one every now and then that has nothing to do with that. It goes even more viral.
Yeah.
And grows a larger market. So my goal is to become comedian in every aspect that can make anybody laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's so hilarious. Like your characters, how accurate it is for whatever piece of content you're doing, like whatever subject matter you choose. And first of all, the eyebrow raise on the way you do. I mean, it's so accurate. But so like you said, where do you get the idea to start branching outside of the Delco, or where in your journey do you say, okay, now I want to start branching out? Was it once you went viral and you saw, okay, I do need to switch up the content a little bit? Was it something that you already had in your mind that you were going to do, or was it something that you adjusted along the way?
So in the beginning, we just made videos that were about anything, any funny concept.
Okay.
We said, okay, let's do it. But they didn't get any traction really. Okay. And then once the Delco stuff started to hit, I was like, wait, we can't just do that. Mm-hmm. Even though I wanted to see numbers, I was like, I need to take the slow road. Or what is it? Like, I need to take the long road because I'm not trying to just sell out and be known for one thing. So I said to myself, let's continue to do Delco content. Let's continue to do Right Outside of Philly content, but innovate and be original with it. But at the same time, find these characters in little niches that are going to go viral. And that was 2 videos. One of them was guys who play beer pong. No, it's guys who play beer pong guys who take beer pong too seriously.
Yeah. Yep.
And then seniors in high school and freshmen in college. These were all videos that had nothing to do with Delaware County and Philly that I made about a year and a half in, I'd say. Maybe a year and 8 months. Went crazy viral on TikTok. Went viral on Instagram. And that's where I was like, okay, what niche markets do I hit? What little sections do I have? Who's receiving this content? So I was like, okay, it might be college kids. It might be bros that like that stuff. It might be the 35-year-old dad or mom or 50-year-old dad who likes my Delco stuff. Keep those fans. But as long as I kept innovating and trying different characters, so anytime I'm out and I'm with friends or I'm out and about, I'm always thinking of ideas. I'm always thinking of characters. I'm like, oh, that's character. Let's write it down. Let's write a script for it.
Yep.
Oh, that's character. That's a funny idea, funny concept. Let's make a character for it.
Yep.
And then just go for it.
Yeah, that goes right back to the truth part of it. Yeah. Because, and you know what's funny is when I do some of my videos, people like, they almost see it as a character as well, which in some sense it is. But a lot of my videos, especially, so I had one go viral in Hawaii. We were doing Coco Head hike. I did talk about this previously, but we're doing Coco Head, which is one of the hardest hikes in Hawaii. It's in near Honolulu, and it's basically just one long staircase. But as you go, it continues to get more and more vertical, and it's tough. It's a cardio workout, and so we're doing it, and we're on like 2 hours of sleep. And I'm texting my buddy Talon. Shout out to Matt Talon, dude. Absolute, just amazing kid. And he actually worked security at Reds last year. He's a good friend of mine. And so he's big into David Goggins.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so,
stay hard.
So stay hard. So, again, I'm a fan of David Goggins, too. Now, I watch some of his videos, and I'm like, all right, like when he's talking about, I don't need music in the gym. I could go for days. I'm like, listen, buddy, I also can go for days without music. I just enjoy dancing and doing crazy shit while I'm lifting because it pumps, yeah, exactly, my energy. So I'm like, dude, if you want to go, I'll lift for 48 hours, 72 hours. I'll go a week straight as long as I get my Folgers for the soldiers in the morning. Give me a 2-hour process. I have a 2-hour process to start the day. If you let me get that process out of the way, I'll go for years. I could just nothing. I'm good to go. But I was watching his video, and so, again, his video gauges reactions from people. So, like, that was one of my reactions to one of his videos. It's like, okay, people just like listening to music while they lift. I think that's the bottom line. But I'm doing this hike, and he pops into my mind, so I start texting Talon. And I'm like, Goggins don't know me, son, because that's one of Goggins' things. You know, he goes, you don't know me? You don't know me? So I'm like, Goggins don't know me. I'm texting him all caps. As I do, like, when people pop into mine, I'll start doing it. And so then I just take out my phone, and I film a clip, and I'm like, Coco Head? And I flip to it, and I show the staircase, and I flip back to me. I go, Goggins? He asked who going to drop off the boats or who going to carry the boats. I said, dog, I just dropped a yacht off at the top of this thing. And that was my legit reaction to when I watched him on his video. He's on the incline barbell, and he goes, who's going to carry the boats? Everybody knows this clip. It's a viral clip. And so my reaction was, my Jersey reaction, this is just pure New Jersey wit, was, dog, you asking who's dropping off boats, dude? I'm dropping off yachts, dude. Come on now. Like, and so it's an exaggerated truth. Like, it's funny and it goes along with that. But that thing just took off. I think because a lot of people know Goggins and a lot of people know that clip. Yeah. But going back to that, when you said you're out and you see these things, you're like, oh, that's a character. That's a character. I think a lot of people don't realize that although you're putting on this character for the video, the whole part of the truth, that's where it comes from, is you've actually seen this or experienced it.
And other people have too.
Yes.
That's why they share it. That's
Huge.
why they send it to the friend. That's why they comment and at their friend, this is you. Oh, this is so somebody else.
Yes.
Those are the comments you want. You want comments and shares and people seeing the stuff and saying, I've seen that before. That's what a viral video is. So I like to say, all right, what is something that's original that hasn't been done before? And what is a concept that everybody or a certain niche market can relate to?
Yeah.
And then I try and make a video off it. So I like your story because something I've recently been going through is like, all right, do I want every video to be fully produced, fully written, ready to go on set? We got people delivering me lines. We have writers writing them. I'm writing them. Or do some videos go viral when you're kind of just flipping the cam and you turn it on and in the spur of the moment, do something spontaneous. I did 2 videos in the last month that I just had somebody start recording, no script ahead of time. It was the Hoboken video. So it was like I was just walking around Hoboken the morning after going out with some of my boys, and I said, all right, here, just film me out front of the Green Rock. I'm just going to say I'm from Bergen County, play a character that's from Bergen County. Shout out all my guys in Bergen County. Shout out everybody that went to Don Bosco or Seton Hall Prep and all the Susky guys up there and all the teammates I had that live up in North Jersey.
North Jersey, baby. Shout out.
Shout out. So I just, in the spur of the moment, did something spontaneous. I was at a place that people have been, right? If people from Hoboken see it, they like seeing it. They've been there. And then they know people that are from North Jersey. So that maybe went to Bosco or from Bergen County. So I played that character really quick. 600,000 views, I think.
Yeah.
Then New York. So I did the guy who just moved to New York.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. And that thing's going crazy viral. And there's the element of truth, but it's like, what's spontaneous? What's actually funny? What's relatable? Can I do it in the moment? But then you have videos where if I'm working with a brand or we really need to show up on set and make the most of those 5 hours that we have in that location, we hire film guys and everything's written and we have team calls beforehand and we're plotting everything out and being real prepared with it, you have to have those videos. And plus, that's the fun part of the creative process. Like, not every video can be fully produced like that and fully written. You don't even want it to be that way because look what's happening when you do something spontaneous. But at the same time, you got to prepare. Like, you have a list of questions, right?
Yeah,
You're thinking about what you're doing. You have all this equipment here.
Yep.
It takes that research. So another thing what I'll do is I'll look through Reddit. I'll Google stuff. I'll call friends. I did a video on lacrosse kids. Me and you were baseball guys. I don't really know shit about lacrosse.
Yeah.
So I called 2 of my friends to help me write a script that knew everything about lacrosse because they played lacrosse in college. And then I put my funny little twist on it. Obviously, I'm the one that performs and acts, and I improvise on set, and I have different mannerisms. But as long as you have a location, too, in my videos, I've found that location is huge, too. So if I'm in Hoboken, New York, I do something down the shore, so I did all the shore videos. People relate to those locations, and they love seeing them on film. So, sure, I can do a backdrop of like, oh, I'm in New York City. Nah. I'm going there.
You're going.
I want to be there.
Going there.
I want people to see the video and be like, damn, he went there. I've been there. That takes a lot of hard work. I respect that. He's given his all. And I think that's part of why people like to follow Sayburm. I think that's why they follow Sayburm, Say Beast.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually one of my questions was when you nail these New Jersey, like, videos, because they really are spot on. Like, you hit, like, remember the my boys from Ramapo, like, when you were doing the Jersey one that you sent me last year, and I was like, dude.
And it was
a minute ago.
And we didn't even go.
Yeah. And I'm watching it, and because you had you hit me up, or I saw the video, and I hit you up, and we were just talking about it, and I see the video and all the little fine details that you know to say, like talking about the pork pulvers, Taylor ham, and this and that. And then when you said my boys from Rambo, like, dude, I died because, again, you hit those little details that you wouldn't know unless you kind of do research. And that was one of my questions was like, do you do research before these videos?
So I'll take things from past experiences that I've had and I'll do research and I'll call friends. I'll ask people to help me out with scripts that know more about that topic than I do. I'll watch YouTube videos. I'll do anything that I can to get embraced with that topic or idea or concept because otherwise I'm not going to really know what the truth is to it. But at the same time, I have my own little like quirky ability and acting ability and improv ability, accents, mannerisms that allow me to take that to the next level. So it's really important to know the facts. It really is. So if I'm in New York, right, and I did that quick clip, I wanted to make sure my outfit was good. I wanted to look like that finance guy who just moved to New York. So I was wearing like this polo jacket with a collar and a white shirt with buttons. And
spot on.
Just every detail matters for me. So we have props and costumes ahead of time that I need to make sure are accurate. I just filmed a video today that's coming out this week. I'll give a little sneak peek.
Let's go.
People training for marathons. And I went to the Philly Marathon running store this morning, or what is it called? Philly Running Store this morning on Walnut Street. And I got the carb gels that you suck on and that you carb up halfway through the marathon, and the little gels like the G chews that you eat while you're
the electrolytes
running. So I'll do just about anything I can to get that truth. And a lot of it has to do with the preparation and the research. So
yeah. I mean, when I watch these and I hear these little fine details and these points, and I'm like, dude, like how do you know? But again, talking about experience and that, and going back to what I said about the truth thing with Bert, like you said, you've hit the hammer on it. Is that it really is that truth is what people relate to, and especially if they're from that area, people are going to watch just to see if it is accurate or not. And then they're going to pick us. They're going to be like, this is not even close. Or they're going to be like, yo, this is spot on. And it's just been, again, it's super impressive because I have seen how many videos you've done and the variety of content that you put out within that. It's cool to see, and it's cool to watch and see you hit the details on different subjects. It's awesome.
Thanks,
so,
Rad.
but all day. Yeah. And I got a good feel for comedy, so I know what's funny. I know what's real. So if I'm saying it, you know it's damn true.
I crack
baby.
up at your shit too.
Oh,
man.
dude, I'm dialed.
I quote you a lot.
I'm dialed.
I will watch your stories and they'll make my day.
People get fired up.
I'll be in the gym and I see you putting up those 110s. I'm like, I'm hitting chest today. I'm skipping. I'm skipping fucking legs. I'm hitting chest today because I want to throw up the dumbbells. I'm taking my pre-workout. I'm Folgers for the soldiers, and I'm getting after it in the gym too.
Yeah.
I love the gym.
I was going to ask
think
about this
it's
actually.
A great outlet for me. I'm a huge lifter.
Yep.
Professional leg skipper.
I'm right with you there. I'm with you all day, dog.
Yeah.
All day. Listen, during, I want to say this about the gym because people know I'm into fitness. This was one of my questions for you, actually, and we'll get to it. But the whole leg day thing is, and I have hit legs very hard. But when I play baseball, I was very serious on leg day. Like, never skipped that. It was very huge. And then I graduated, and now I'm running this bar that I opened with my family. And it's like so much time it goes into that. So when I go to the gym, especially like you said, it's an outlet. But for me, it's just something that is part of my schedule. It's something that I don't want to miss. It's something that I make time for every single week, 2 or 3 days minimum. And so like I don't always get the chance to go and hit legs. And if there's a day I'm skipping right now, obviously, I'm hitting chest and biceps every day. Like that's what we want. That's what. Good.
That's how you get the chicks, right?
Chest and upper chest, 110s on incline dumbbell and biceps, bro. It's all day. So it's funny when people talk, they're like, you can't skip legs. I'm like, dude, I've been skipping legs for 3 or 4 years now, hitting them sporadically. I think we're good to go. Yeah. And I'm putting up 10 times what you're putting up. You
just hit the leg extendos a couple times.
Yeah, all the fitness people are gonna kill us for this. But listen, I mean, you want to come lift with me? I'll go all day. Like I said, I will go for 72 hours. I will keep going there's nonstop. So it is what it is.
But me, that's for sure. Or tricep extensions. You can't do it.
So going along with this though, I did actually want to ask about this because you've done some videos on the guy who wears the hoodie, the cutoff hoodie at the gym.
I'm so glad
absolutely hilarious.
That one has a special place in my heart. I love that video.
Absolutely hilarious.
Love that video.
And but on the serious note, you actually do, like, you're into the gym. Like, it's something that you've been doing for a while. And shout out to your whole family. Like, we were just talking about Sammy and Leo. They're getting after it. Again, how Ben and I became close friends. Like, that's it. And
You'll make friends from the gym, sure.
What do you, again, going back, you said it's kind of like your outlet. Do you find that making time for the gym and doing that consistently is helping you overall with everything else that you have going on?
Yeah, no doubt. Being healthy, being active, and being fit and just grinding in the gym is something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's just something I've always done because I was an athlete. And I think it helps with mental health. I think it relieves stress. And it's a fun thing to do and to talk about with your friends, right? So, like, you guys want to go hit chest together? Yeah, I like going and hitting chest with my boys. It's something fun to do. And I also just think that it's a nice outlet and stress relief from, all the time that we're working and grinding. So I usually try and get 5 to 6 lifts in a week. I try. And I'm training for the half marathon. So
yeah, you just told me that.
13-1 next Saturday.
Let's
trying to go for sub 2 hours. And that's been a grind training too. So usually I would do a long run per week. So it would be anywhere between like 7 and 10. I just did 10 last weekend, and now we're tapering. So like now that I'm tapering, I'm trying to take a load off the legs so they're ready to go for race day. So if anybody's hitting my line this week to hang out, like, fucking don't, because I'm chilling out, resting up my legs, ready to go for Saturday. All jokes aside, cardio is very important to me because I like food. You know, you're real strict on the diet.
Yep.
I have a problem with the diet.
Okay.
I'm usually good Monday to Friday. Soon as Saturday hits, it's like, all right, where are the calories? Where's the sugar?
Yep.
Where's the carbohydrates? Give them to me. So I've had times where, like, you know, it's March to May. I'm cutting, and I'm really strict, and I'm not, you know, boozing all that much.
Yep.
But sometimes it's tough to run on low calories with how much I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, just like talking about the gym and that lifestyle. Kudos to you and respect to you for
It's
for
tough.
having a
Well,
strict
going back
diet.
to what you said about the grind, like, and again, I guess it's, you know, it's very similar for both of us. The gym is such a good outlet, and I really love it. I really do love going to the gym and being in there. And when I adopted the bodybuilding style of lifts, like that for me was what it was. Because I've done a variety of different kind of lifts, you know, athletic training workouts and stuff like that. And I think it just helps with everything, because what we were talking about prior to this is, like, with everything you have going on, like you asked, you know, what are you going for, you know, podcast wise? You're trying to do one a week. And that would be ideal for me, is to do one a week, or even more, maybe 2 a week. But with the schedule I have, like running the place, this is my priority, is obviously this business that I have with my family. And so I need to make sure that that's taken care of. I got to make sure, you know, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday right now we're closed. So we're open Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, I really want to get into, you know, the editing of these podcasts and going through. And Corey does some and I do some. Like, we both do it. Adobe Premiere is what I use. And we actually edit these videos. And so it's so time consuming, but the gym has just helped me stay on top of everything. If I make time for that, along with everything else that's going on, it really has helped me, you know, keep a clear mind and continue on. And because I know every week I'm like, all right, I'm definitely going to hit it. I'm going to be there. And I talked about this in a prior podcast. It goes with everything. Like you said, with the consistency of posting this content you have for the comedy sketches, if you really want to make it and you really want to blow up and be what you say you want to be, then your actions have to match that. And so what you're saying about this posting, you can go back and, like, you're saying all this stuff right now on this podcast, but there's a reason your videos are this big and have had this much success, and people can go back and look and see that you have actually put in all that work.
Yeah. I was going to say hitting goals in the gym is fun too.
Oh.
So like hitting PRs or knowing that day you're going heavy, even if it's like low rep. It's the same thing with the videos. I get pumped when it's release day.
Yep.
Like all day, I'm like, yo, 7 o'clock. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And what I like to do is post my video and then go to the gym, or post my video and then go for a run.
Yes.
So I'm like running through the anxiety of like, all right, is this going to go viral? People are going to like this. And if it does, I'm like riding this high. I don't even need C4 that day. I'm like crushing, I'm crushing a cup of coffee before my workout. And then that's my pre-workout, is the video going off. And then if it's not going off, I'm like, all right, damn it, a couple more reps. Like I'm fighting through it.
Both
fighting
ways, yeah.
pissed. But I think it's big to go to the gym and have goals and setting goals and writing them down. So, you know, back in the day, we used to have weight training programs. Like, I'll usually go in and freestyle my lifts, but I like to have my certain splits and know what I'm doing that week. It's the same thing with videos. I plot out my videos weeks in advance. I write down the goals of what I wanted to hit in terms of follower count, view count, average engagement, and that's what it's really all about. So I want engagement on these videos. My goal is always to get likes and views, you know? So however I can do that, and however I can make videos that resonate with people, I mean, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly it has been, because it's been working. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
and I saw, actually, I do want to ask this before we move on with everything else. Where does the name Sayburm come from?
Yeah, Sayburm actually is lingo. So remember, we would be in the dugout and you'd be like, "Say kid, say kid."
Okay,
It's
I saw
like
this.
that.
I saw you saying this. So on your
Really?
like Snapchats and everything. This
Okay.
is I didn't know about this prior, but I do remember seeing this years ago when you were at Susquehanna.
Damn.
Okay.
I guess this wasn't like a thing for everybody. So me and my boys back in the day would just be like, "Say kid, say beast." And then people would be like, "Say berm." So anytime people would see me or I'd approach them, we'd be like, "Say beast." We'd dap up and they'd be like, "Say berm." So I wanted those two names to be what I was called as a creator, and I wanted those to be my channel names. So say means like, yo, what's up? And then berm is like your my nickname and what I wanted to be called and what my friends call me. So they call me A-Berm, Berm, and now they call me Sayburm. So they call me, just to repeat for editing, they call me A-Berm, Berm, and now Sayburm, and they call me Beast or Say Beast. So I would go up to you and be like, "Say Red, it's good. Say Red."
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So now on the shirt, it's a little different. It's like say less. Like
on the merch.
Yo, okay, that's cool. That's Hey, yo, you trying to come on the pod? Yeah, say less.
Yes.
Coming on the pod.
Now that one I have.
That's
Say
a
less.
little
Yeah,
different, right?
exactly.
So Sayburm and say beast is like, yo, what's up? It's lingo, and then my nickname. So you can say it in anything. You can say it.
So when I saw you guys saying that back there, it's kind of like, what do you say, kid? Like, what do you say now? What do you say now, kid? Like, that's like a baseball thing, I know. Yeah, Sayburm. So it's cool to see where that came from. And again, the first time I heard it was through you. But yeah, we got to give him a shout of the merch. I'll even move the mic here because I want to show. This is fire, dog.
Yeah, gas.
This color green, amazing. Of course, it's got that Philly, style to it.
Philly
and
style.
I'm Jersey, but
skyline.
Hey, this got the skyline. It's there. And then actually, we got this one here.
Yeah, we got long sleeves, tees, and hoodies dropping on the website very soon. I've been getting a lot of comments on the videos where I've been wearing these, and people are really, really liking them. So make sure to get a hoodie, long sleeve, or T-shirt when they drop on the website. I'm hyped for that website to go live.
That's amazing.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Dude, these are fire. And then you got the Sayburm on the back there. It's dope.
Yeah,
and it goes,
Sayburm,
if I get the shot of the Brazils in here, baby, perfect shade,
Those
dog.
kicks
It's
are
all
on.
day, dog.
That's
Come
really
on
cool.
now. But, yeah, I mean, this is awesome. And, again, moving towards that, you got the website coming out. You got all this stuff. Yeah. You've been doing a couple brand deals, no?
Yeah.
I've seen. So here's maybe talk about a few of the ones you've done, or just really, I think for people that may want to create this kind of content and looking to get brand deals and things like that.
Yeah.
How do you go about, reaching out to these companies, or is it something where they reached out to you? Like, how did that come about?
So it was always a dream to be able to monetize the content in any way possible. But it's also a dream to be advertising brands and marketing for brands to build them up through what I do and what I'm able to do for companies. So a lot of them will be inbound. So they're reaching out to me via DMs or emails, and then I'll pick and choose based on what I think belongs on the channel, on the page, or on stories, and come up with a deal package for them to be able to get eyes on brands. That's my thing. It's like I get eyes on brands through stories, through videos. A couple of the big ones that I've done so far are Seattle Spiked Iced Teas, Roman, which is like the swipes. Yeah, for the Shafsky downstairs, make you last longer. Check out that video. That's one of my favorites.
I just saw that one.
Yeah, no, that one's pretty fire. So it's Seattle Spiked Iced Teas, Roman, car dealerships, Fella Auto Group, cheesesteak truck. Just did a cheesesteak eating competition at a bar in New York City 2 weekends ago. Who else have I worked with? I'm trying to think.
So some of the ones you've said, I know, and I've seen in other like YouTube videos and stuff like that. The Roman swipes, like I'm a full send guy. Like I watch the Nelk Boys, and Steve will do what was on that all day. Bradley Martin has been on
my
it.
biggest one.
Yeah, I mean that.
Pretty cool partnership.
So
I also think it's huge because I went to business school.
Yep.
It's huge that I went to business school because you can be funny, you can be a content creator, but if you don't have that business background, that ability to be able to like make deals, you can't really monetize your channel. It's gonna be very tough.
Yeah.
So that's what separates the wheat from the shaft in this industry.
Yep.
It's like, okay, cool, you're funny. Can you blow up on a video? Sure. Can you do it again? All right, awesome. Can you stick around, and can you monetize it through working with businesses?
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
Yep.
It is a learning process. I mean, I've been monetizing and working with brands and companies for, I guess it's been 1.5 years now, and I've learned something every single time.
Yeah.
Every time.
1.5 years now, and been doing the content for 3.5 years, just to give people perspective of how long it might take. I mean, and it could take longer than that, It's,
who knows where this could go, if it could blow up, or if this is the heat of the moment. I don't really know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the game we play in content creation.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've already seen so much success in what you've done, which is cool. And then I started to see all the brand deals come about, and I was like, man, I mean, it's awesome to see that. And again, going back to the grind, how much you're doing, and then to see it pay off along the way. And it's something that I think you made a couple good points here that I just want to speak on, is that what you're doing is something that you really love to do. Like you said, when you go to the gym and you're like, you'll be doing cardio and you'll just watch those views, and it's something that fires you up. I think the best advice I could give to people, because again, running a bar is very tough. If you're talking about, this is cool when I draw the relation between something that somebody does online versus like something that's actually a physical spot, like a restaurant or a bar or a club or something like that. For me, I get to draw the relationship between the two. And like you said, you'll be fired up just watching how the video's doing if it's getting you going. And it's the same for me. Like when I put together a night here at the bar, and it's a night where it's packed in here and everybody's going off and everybody's just having a good time, I truly get fired up. When everybody's
So
here,
rewarding.
it's so rewarding, and it's like when you see the goal of me opening this bar was always to bring people together to have a good time. Didn't matter who you were, what you look like, where you're from. If you're willing to respect everybody who's in this establishment, the staff, the other customers, then you're welcome here. Always at Red's. It's the reason that I do this, and it goes back to the whole thing I've talked about my grandfather before, but he was like my hero. He was the original Red. That's what he stood for, and he would joke around with everybody. And it was always, I mean, he truly was about bringing everyone together, and he loved everybody the same. And it was always about if everybody was willing to respect whoever was around, then they were welcome at Red's. And so I've always made that a goal of mine. And so when that happens, and you have a night like that where everybody's here just enjoying it, and sometimes it's people like crews that you see that you know that don't know each other. I mean, it lights you up, and I think the best advice I could give to people is when you're doing something like that, especially when it comes down the line to how much work you're going to have to do. Because again, with all these videos, how much you're doing. If it's something that you love and it's something that truly fires you up when it's starting to work out, and you could see that when you get there, you're really going to be, truly passionate about it. There's nothing better. There's nothing better.
Nothing better than that. Seeing your goals come to fruition.
Yeah.
And your dreams too.
Yeah.
Like I really do like to reflect now back on when I would post videos and they'd get like 80 likes or something, or just, they wouldn't perform, and people would ask me like, yo, are you just doing this for class? What are you doing this for? And I just had this vision. I had a vision of people watching my videos, sharing them doing numbers. And it's not like a pride thing. It's not like, oh, I just want to see numbers. I want people to laugh. I want people to come to my channel and be entertained and stay there and enjoy and become a fan. That's what I like. So that's always been a dream of mine. And I really do feel like it's an outlet and a passion for me. So when I'm in front of the camera and we're ripping lines, jeez, that sounds funny.
Let's
Jesus
go.
Christ.
Lines in the comedy sketch, huh?
So like when we're on set and I'm in a costume and I'm playing a character and I'm kind of like separating who Sayburm, Alex is me from Sayburm. This is like this content creator guy. Gosh, it just feels so good. It's like a little bit of a high. It's kind of like you when you're in the bar and you see everybody having a great time. It's like, damn, now you see it. This just feels right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like when I'm acting and when I'm doing my comedy stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's inspiring. I mean, and to hear that, like people, and again, all that hard work you have to put in to get there when it actually happens, because there's so much work that goes into it before it gets to a point where you may actually see the success and see the results. So you really, that's why I say you got to pick something, then you got to do something that you can really, that you really love.
Yeah.
And you love the process of it, not just what the results are, because those are not going to come for a while. The results are not going to be there for some time. So you really have to pick something you love, because the journey to get there is going to be tough and it takes a lot of work. But once you get there, it makes it all worth it.
Dude, that is so well said. And I swear it's a journey every single day. I'll be humbled through flops. My video that I think will go viral is like a flop, and I'm like, damn, come on now.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. So then I post another one. I'm like, let's go. We're coming back this week.
Yep.
It's a constant battle. Like, even though I have videos that go mega viral or even just like solidly viral, those are the ones that I really, really feel good about. I'm like, wow, this is why I'm doing this. This is awesome. And things are going well. And then I'll post a video that doesn't perform. And I step back and I say to myself, all right, what do I learn through this? What do I do next time to not really have that happen? And, at the end of the day, I'm making videos that I want to make. Videos that I'm having fun doing. Videos that I think will do well. If they do well, amazing. If they don't, all right, back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Process. Trust
I was
the
just
process.
about to say this.
That's what this
I was
is
just
all
about to say this, because you just made a really good point that I think we need to run back for the people, is that these two videos, one does really well, one doesn't do well at all, right? Or does okay. The process to make those videos was the same for you because it's rooted in what you wanted to do. The process is the same. So don't look at the result. If you're doing what you love for both of those videos, then how can you not see it as a success? Because even if it doesn't do as well, you're going to learn from it.
Yeah, you might get a little pissed off in the moment and you're like, damn, this took so much time and effort, but at least it was fun doing it. And it's another part of the collage. Like I was saying,
Yes.
Some people might get to that channel and see that video and be like, dude, that's your best work. And I've had people say that. They'll be like, yo, that Ron Burgundy video that you did, I did an Anchorman video. it didn't go well. It like didn't perform, and I thought it was going to do great. Some people will be like, dude, that was like the one that was like really good, or other people will say videos are better than other ones, and they're like, oh, I didn't really like that one, and that was one that got, millions of views.
Yeah.
It's weird. And it also reminds me of like, all right, I just have a long way to go. All the success is great. It's awesome. I'm seeing numbers right now. I can get a lot bigger, We got guys like Trevor Wallace and Jimmy Tatro that just have millions of followers, millions of subscribers. There's a ceiling. There's no ceiling to this, right? We can keep going and keep working, and there's still a dream and there's still a vision. But in the moment, whoever's tuned in, whoever's engaged, we should be happy about that. Doesn't matter how many people it is. As long as people are watching and you're having fun doing it, that's really what matters in my opinion, right?
100%.
That gas?
Dude, that's
gas
it right
fire you up?
fucking there, dog.
Gosh, dude, where are the dumbbells?
Yo,
Let me go. I cannot wait to hit back.
dog, I got
tomorrow.
some in the ridge line right now. I'll bring them down. Let's rip it,
Come
dog.
on now.
Unreal.
Tomorrow
Unbelievable.
I'm repping out.
Dude.
Repping out lat pull down.
Yeah, I got, I was telling you
back.
before this, I got tomorrow.
I think that's huge in content creation and just in life, is like visualizing the success and thinking about it and like plotting out where you want to go and understanding where you want to go in the moment, even though it's in the future. I thought I would just chime in
That's
and say that.
absolutely
But that's big.
vital.
That's a big thing that I've been doing recently, is like, all right, really think about the vision, visualizing where things could go right, where they could go wrong, and then making an educated decision based on that.
Absolutely. And doing that puts you so far ahead when you start the journey, and it allows you to make changes and adjustments so much more easy. It's like so much easier to do it along the way.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude,
Yep.
if you see, I see you're putting in the work. Like, you started this podcast how long ago?
We didn't even release the first
Month?
episode for like a month and a half, 2 months. We started it in August.
Started in August.
Only got 3 episodes out.
Yeah. And I see your page filled. The collage is there. Like,
Yeah.
you can get to the page and scroll.
Yep.
You have a collage that people can look through, and you're moving fast.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where the Reddcast
Dude,
goes.
Thank you. I
I'm
appreciate
hyped
it.
that I'm on this.
Dude, I'm
hyped that
you-
the lights
again,
are on and you got this sick equipment.
Dude, I mean,
shout out.
Corey Frank, baby.
Yep.
Absolute animal
Crushing
behind the
it
camera.
back
Has been
there.
doing my videos for years. Like all those videos I've edited back in the day on my Instagram and everything, they were all filmed by him. Like we grew up together. We've
That's
been
dope.
friends for a long time. So, but
That's
yeah, I mean, like you said, and it's cool to see again, when I first started this, you were somebody that I had seen, what you had done, and I was like, he's going to be someone perfect, because again, I really want to have my friends on here, people I know that I could talk to, because like you said, I do prepare and I do have some questions in mind, but for the most part, it's off the top, just going with the conversation. And if it's somebody I know that I connect with, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, dude, you're meant to do this.
Thank
You're
you, bro.
a great interviewer.
Thank
I mean, and I've only been interviewed however many times on podcasts, a handful, but you're crushing it. I think that you got a successful future in this.
Thank
dude.
you. I appreciate it.
This is entertaining.
Listen, I'm taking inspiration from all my friends, especially you, along the way. So I'm going to continue on and just learn from that. So
Don't you think it's cool to be posting stuff online and being a content creator and think about people seeing it and saying to themselves, damn, maybe I should start doing something like that? Like,
Yes.
I have friends that make music. My little brother makes music. Shout out / Leo Berman. Crushing it. Music. He's the man. There's other people out there that I know will watch my videos and then be like, dude, I want to start doing something for myself and make a brand and make a business. Why not? Why not me? You got to think that way. And that's why when I was starting off in 2019, that was my mindset. So I'm just going to keep going and going and going and staying consistent and enjoy it and trusting the process. And I hope other people do the same. I really do.
Yeah.
Because there's so much time. There's only so much time you got. I don't mean to be philosophical out here. I don't know everything. And, podcasts can get that way sometimes, but I'm being dead ass. It's like, if you truly think that you have a talent and you want the world to see it, go for it, bro. Dude, go for it, because if you don't, you're going to look back and you're going to regret it.
Dude.
You're going to regret it.
100%.
And that's a shitty feeling.
That is.
It is. So nothing ventured, nothing gained is what I like to say.
No, that's so well said. And it's probably one of the most important pieces of advice that someone could give. Because when you find something that you truly love and you're able to enjoy the process of it and then eventually see some results along the way, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Dude. It's true. It's truly. And again, like you said, you wish that for everybody. Yeah. You wish that, because when it happens to you and you actually experience it, you realize, man, I wish everybody could feel like this because it really is such a good feeling. It's unbelievable.
Feels so good, right?
It's good. So well, going along with that, I mean, what's next for you? You going to continue on with the content, just pushing it out?
Yeah. So, I mean, I do some serious acting. I do some drama stuff. I did a reality TV show. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
I was on a reality TV show. Yeah, it's called 5 Guys a Week on Lifetime. I went on that. I did indie films last year, feature films. And I go to acting class at the Actors Co-op. Shout out Actors Co-op. I like to give them shout outs. Val McAdoo, Pete Pastiglione. Those are my acting coaches. Really, when I was coming up in the very beginning, I had to go and get training. I had to get training how to be funnier, how to memorize scripts, and how to audition for stuff. So later down the line, I want to do more dramatic acting, right? And do more sketch comedy that is produced with multiple actors and doing stuff that's outside the box. That's huge. But the biggest thing for me is being consistent and having engagement. Getting that 3 to 4 releases per month, maybe more. Seeing where I can go with it. Releasing my merch and growing the brand and continuing to do brand deals with businesses and marketing and advertising. And I think just learning and growing and getting better every single week is huge, because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. I heard that from one of my mentors coming up in baseball. So I've always had that mentality. And doing stuff that I want to do content-wise. Doing stuff that's fun. Finding videos that are original, that people are going to receive well. Enjoy the process and keep releasing, and hopefully the numbers keep going up. That's really all I can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's my game plan.
Well, with as much success as you've seen so far, I mean, I can only imagine that more is coming your way. So I wish you the best. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I mean, like I said, from the beginning, you were somebody that I wanted to have on and talk about, all the topics that we touched on. So, again, thank you so much for coming out.
Dude, thanks so much for having me. As soon as I saw the Reddcast start and I started seeing your clips and how well produced they were and how you had the subtitles popping up and how every framing was good and the editing was good, I was like, yo, this is legit. I want to get on this. Yeah. I want to get interviewed on this. So kudos to you. Shout out to the Reddcast, the last living Red.
All right day, baby.
Here he
Let's
is.
go.
This is him. And, obviously we got shout outs coming, and we'll both be posting clips of this, but I'm excited to see how this turned out. I think we crushed it.
This was an unbelievable.
This was
an unbelievable episode. Unbelievable.
I think unbelievable. Right?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I
can at the end when I have the feel, I'm like, yo, I feel so good about this episode.
Some serious stuff.
Some really good stuff in here. So,
but thanks for having me on, and shout out everybody that's following Sayburm, Saybeast. You can follow me on Instagram at Sayburm. You can follow me on TikTok at Saybeast, and subscribe to my YouTube, Saybeast. Content machine, king of content. I'm cranking. If you're not cranking, you're stanking, okay? So that's all I got to say. If you want to laugh, if you want to have an enjoyable time watching my content, go follow me, bros.
That is the truth. That is the absolute truth. So once again, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Red.
Absolutely. Let's go. And we out.
Banger.
Let's go.
Damn. That ending was so slow.